Okay, so here we are at day 3, week 1, day 3. And we really haven't talked about our essential question this week. If we had been at school, we would have been talking about how do you get from here to there? And we would focus on a lot of vehicles. So things like a bus or a train is a vehicle. Any kind of a truck is a vehicle. In this story, Dad got a job. There are a few different vehicles that you will notice. And so I'm going to read you through the story. We would usually read this together, but I thought we would read it together. And you can read along with me. It's all about a girl and her dad gets a new job. Dad got a job at a dock. A dock is a place where boats, huge ships or even boats, they tie up. That's how they are held near the shore. So they will tie ropes to the dock and people and cargo can get on and off. We had to pack up. So her dad gets a job at the dock and they have to pack. Pack with me. There's our new fastest snap word. Dad said, we can set up a big box. I pack my red hat. So the girl is talking. She says, I pack my red hat. So here's her hat and the color is red. That's a describing word, so we know which one it is. And the word pack, remember, has that CK at the end that just makes one sound. Ooh, let's sound this one out. Tug, 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 lug, lug. Lug means you're going to pull something that's really heavy or try to lift it or drag it to a spot. Jam it in, said Dad. I quit on box 6. Too many boxes for her, I guess. A big box can fit in a van. There's a vehicle, a van. So they're putting their boxes in a van. We did it. We did it. All right, I think there's going to be another vehicle on this page. See if you can figure out what it is. I think there's 2. We had to get on a bus. A quick bus got us to a jet. So can we get from here to there on a bus? Yes, we can. Lots of people can ride together. Can we get from here to somewhere else on a jet? Sure, we're flying there. So I guess that's going to be a vehicle also. We got on a quick jet. Jack did not sit with me. Jack had to sit in a bin. We got in a tan cab. Here is the dock. Not bad, Dad, I said. So they make it to the dock. Oh, and we should look at these last 2 vehicles. Here's a cab, which is a special car that takes you places. And here is a big ship. So all of those vehicles can take us from here to there. And that's our essential question. So I'm going to work through your pages for day 3. And just like we did before, these are going to be pretty quick pages because you've already done these lots and lots of times. On this page, we're going to look for vehicles. We're going to look for those things that can take us from here to there. And if you're looking at number 1, we have 3 pictures. We have a hammer, a car, and a ship. Only 2 of those things are going to take us anywhere. The hammer's a tool, but this car and this ship can both take us places. So let's put a circle around those. And then I think you're going to be able to find the vehicles on the next rows. So number 2, there are 3 pictures, a bus, an ice cream truck, and a nail. I'm sure you can find the vehicles to circle there. And finally, for number 3, we have a van, an axe, and a jet. So I think a lot of those vehicles were in our story. So I'm sure you can find them. On the back, I hope you neatly practiced writing the letter J, uppercase J, lowercase j, and then QU together. This was a little tricky because you needed to write uppercase Q and then U next to it. That's why there were 2 start dots. But you probably figured it out. Your math page was taking apart 8 and 9. And since you've done these for 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, I'm sure you can do them for 8 and 9. Number 1 is a group of 8 red squares, and you are going to circle some of the squares and then put the other squares in a circle. So you can only have 2 groups. Just like always, we're just dividing or taking apart these groups and making 2 groups, no more than that. And for number 2, next to the apple, is a group of 9 red squares, and you would circle some and then circle the rest. So again, 2 groups only. And these pages are always easy peasy lemon squeezy. Here is 8, and you can see that they took apart 8 by circling a group of 4, write the number 4, and another group of 4, call that a double. And then they took apart a group of 9. Wow, the first group has 8 in it. So we needed to count over 8 and circle 8 of these cans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that can be 8. And then there's just 1 in our last group. And that's why we wrote the number 8 and 1. 8 and 1 is a way to make 9. Here's another 8, a group of 8 ice cream cones. Yum. And so we're going to take apart this group. But remember, it needs to be different from the other 8 on the page. So can this be a 4? No. It can't be a 4. We need to make it a different number. You've done that lots of times, so I'm sure you're good at it. Be sure you write the numbers below. And if you need to see how to write the numbers, you can use your letter chart that was sent home. And this is going to come in handy for you. Use your letter chart. Down at the bottom are the numbers, and that's how they should look. So you can practice. This can be a sheet that you look at when you're writing numbers as well as letters. Okay, so on this page, we're going to take apart a group of 9, and here we have 9 of these medals, I guess. This is on my own, so you would be doing this on your own. Circle one group, write the number, and then circle the next group and write the number. And you'll find a new way to make 9. Do the same thing for a group of 8. Take it apart into 2 and write the number. And then here's another group of 9. Remember, it needs to be different from the other one on the same page. So if this one is 5, then the one you put here must be different. You need to use a different number for your first group. Okay, and on the back, let's just look at the back together. And this one always is a little different because they want us to solve a little problem. And the problem is I'm going to have a certain number of red squares. I think there's 8. Let's count and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8. So I would write 8 at the top. Then they are going to tell us to circle a group of 6 for our first number. So we need to circle a group of 6. And I see a group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be easy to circle. So let's circle this group of 6. And if I circle that group and write the number 6, then I see that there are 2 more. So I would need to circle these last 2 and write the number 2. Now, at green squares, there are going to be 9. And since there are 9 squares, and I hope you counted them to make sure, then you will write the number 9 at the top. That tells how many we have all together. And again, they want us to make a group of 6 for our first group. So we need to find a group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like this group because they're together. But it doesn't really matter. You can circle any group of 6 that you find. It could be a waggly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you get here and then you do 6. Oh, that's all I need. You just have to be able to see that you have 3 more. So if I circle these 6, I can see I have 3. So it would be 6 and 3. Very easy. The foldable is for you to make these numbers. Make 4 by using your 2 favorite colors and writing your numbers here. And that would make into a book, which I will show you next time how to make it into a book. So do all the coloring, the number writing, and how you divided them into 2 only colors, only 2, because you only have 2 groups to work with. And then next time I will show you how to make this page into a book. Well, that's all for day 3. So I hope that you are having a good time working along with me, and I'm going to bring you the rest of week 1 tomorrow, and then we'll start working on week 2. But you can go ahead and work at your own pace. If you've got all this work done, then you can just get your pages out and follow along with us just to check to make sure that you got it all the way you wanted it. So I'll see you next time.